We all enjoy having a natter while getting our hair cut. But one man in Pontypridd hopes his barbershop can become a place for men to talk openly about mental health. And with the suicide being the biggest killer of men under 50, Josh Downs hopes with a bit of salon small talk, he can help make some big changes. Our reporter Hannah Miller went to meet him.
When I was ill, my partner always used to call me one of the lost boys because I was just struggling so much with my mental health. I didn't realise how actually ill I was until I got better.
Josh Downs started self-harming at the age of 11.
I punched myself in the face and in my mouth, my eyes, so my eyes would swell up on my lips, and most people thought it was like a reaction. I hid it from absolutely everyone, and I was good at hiding it as well.
After more than a decade of silence, Josh eventually got help and was diagnosed with a mood disorder. Now he hopes his barbershop will be a place for other men to talk.
I want people to come here and just in conversation, just tell me what they're feeling. I used to go to bed every night and pretty much just think about it. Now I'm coming out and speaking to people and talking about it, I just feel like a massive weight is lifted off my shoulders. I feel much better.
I think within communities it's essential that we give people platforms and spaces where they can open up. The environment of a barbershop is quite an interesting one. You can have a conversation that's not face to face, that's actually shoulder to shoulder, which men feel a lot more comfortable doing. I don't think it's all about having the specific conversation about mental health, but sometimes it's about having that wider conversation about the problem, about the issue, recognising where support is.
Josh also designs and sells T-shirts, which raise money for the charity Campaign Against Living Miserably. He hopes that everyday clothing could lead to more everyday conversations.
You can't just come here for an haircut. You can come here for the clothes. I won't try and force it out of you, but it's surprising how many people actually deal with mental health. It's not abnormal. It's everyday life.
Well, earlier I spoke to Georgie Titley, who lost her father to suicide back in 2015. I started by asking if he had hidden his depression to those who were closest to him.
Nobody realised. He'd sought help from the GP several years before, but we thought that he was getting better. He'd got better because he then began to hide it so incredibly well that we all thought he was better.
Do you think he was a good actor then? He was putting on a show?
He would have won an Oscar. Yeah, he was a very, very good actor, because the people he worked with on a daily basis, who he was very, very good friends with, and ourselves who lived with him, and nobody had an inkling at all.
I think it's a generalisation, but I also think it's true. Men are terrible about talking about their problems. They're not very good at talking to other men about their problems and their best friends. Do you think a project like this would have helped your dad, or was it more complex than that?
I think it would have helped him if he'd had it a long time ago when the onset first started. And I definitely think it will help people going forward. But I think with my dad, it stemmed from a long time ago, and I think that people of that sort of era, they're brought up to be the man of the house, the breadwinner, and to take care of their families, and it's not okay for them to cry. But I think if we teach people going forward from now that it is okay to talk and it's really important to talk, then I'm hopeful that in years to come, children will grow up being a lot more open, especially boys and men, about how they feel.
There have been some very public campaigns. The Project 84, we saw those figures on the top of the ITV building. Do you think campaigns like that are making a difference?
Definitely. That campaign, Project 84, I'm immensely proud to have helped out. It was
controversial, wasn't it?
Definitely, yeah. It got so many people talking, and there were mostly good remarks about it. It made people stop and think, which is what we wanted, and it made people realise the severity of the issue, that male suicide is astronomical figures at the moment in the UK.
In the short term, there is help out there if people are feeling desperate right now, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely. I would suggest anybody feeling like they need help immediately to have a look at the Calm website. They can web chat, they can call up where Calm have trained counsellors on hand. There are many different options to talk. You don't have to do it face to face. I think the Samaritans website is another one that you can look at, and they both pinpoint you, sort of signpost you to other areas where you can reach help straight away.
Okay. Georgie Titley, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.